presented by Soundlibra.com. Explore more titles via the link in the description or at Soundlibra.com. Welcome to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life.
Today, we're diving into the incredible power of the pre-dawn hour. Before we jump in, a quick heads up. The health and wellness topics we discuss today are for informational purposes and aren't medical advice, so definitely consult with a professional for your specific needs.
That's a great point. Now, this pre-dawn hour is a time that often goes unused, but it holds immense potential for transforming our lives. For most people, mornings start with a chaotic rush. The alarm signals an immediate scramble, and we find ourselves reacting to the day, not creating it.
Our goal is to shift that perspective. We're introducing the idea of a dawn ritual. This means intentionally designing your morning, making it a time for yourself, rather than just getting through it.
Imagine the quiet before the world wakes up. This is a unique window for focus and setting the tone for everything that follows. It's about proactive intentionality.
Proactive intentionality. That's a great way to put it. Alex, why is this early hour so potent? What happens mentally when we choose to wake up before the usual demands begin?
When you wake up before outside demands intrude, you create a personal sanctuary. This quiet allows for mental clarity, enabling you to tap into a more reflective and creative state of mind. It's like stepping away from a busy street into a peaceful garden.
A peaceful garden. That's a lovely analogy. So, instead of being immediately swamped by tasks, you're in charge from the moment you wake. You decide what gets your attention first.
Precisely. This feeling of control is significant. When you design your morning, you're actively building the day you want, rather than waiting for it to happen. This can build incredible confidence and a strong sense of personal agency.
It sounds like it's about more than just waking up earlier. It's about the purpose and quality of that extra time.
Exactly. It's the quality. This isn't about forcing yourself awake and feeling exhausted. It's about creating a sustainable routine where you wake a bit earlier and use those minutes with great purpose. We'll discuss sleep balance later, but for now, let's focus on the importance of this early time.
So, what's the main benefit of this intentional morning period? If someone asked why they should wake up before dawn, what's the core message?
It unlocks your potential. Whatever you want to achieve, learning a new skill, improving your health, finding mental calm, advancing your career. The pre-dawn hour is your dedicated, distraction-free time to invest in yourself. It's a space for growth.
A space for growth. That's compelling. What does designing your morning look like, practically? Does it mean strenuous activity right away?
Not necessarily at all. While some might choose that, for most, it starts with simple, foundational actions. It could be just a few minutes of quiet thought, drinking a glass of water, or some light stretching. The vital part is that these are activities you select for your benefit.
So, it's a very personal process, not a rigid, one-size-fits-all plan.
Absolutely. And this series is designed to guide you through that personalization. We'll explore various helpful components for a strong dawn ritual, from hydration and movement to mindfulness and planning. Today, we are building the foundation. The core idea is that intentionality in your morning creates a powerful positive effect throughout your entire day and life.
It's about shifting from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. You're not letting the day happen to you. You are making the day happen for you.
A perfect summary, Lisa. The psychological impact of this shift is profound. When you begin your day by consciously investing time in yourself, even briefly, you reinforce a powerful message to your subconscious. I matter. My goals are important. I am in control. This positive self-reinforcement can boost your mood, your effectiveness, and your overall sense of well-being.
It's like winning the first small battle of the day, setting you up for success.
Exactly. This initial win builds momentum. If you can consciously choose to use that early time for something meaningful instead of extra sleep, it builds confidence in your ability to achieve other goals. It makes you feel more capable and optimistic.
So, to recap for our listeners, today we introduced the concept of a dawn ritual and highlighted the pre dawn hour as a valuable time for intentionality. We discussed the psychological benefits of feeling more in control and building confidence by proactively designing our mornings.
And we stress that this is about meaningful use of time for personal growth, not about deprivation. The essential takeaway is that owning your mornings truly helps you own your life by creating a foundation of intention for a more fulfilling and productive day.
And this is just the beginning.
Indeed. Next episode, we will explore the very first component of many dawn rituals, hydration. Because before you can tackle your day, your body needs to be properly nourished. Next episode, hydration, the first sip of success. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. Let's talk hydration.
And I'm Lisa. Last time, Alex, we talked about the incredible power of the pre dawn hour. We set the stage for intentional mornings and how carving out that quiet time can truly transform our days.
Exactly, Lisa. We learned that waking up before the world gets busy isn't just about getting more done. It's about setting a positive tone and creating space for focus and reflection. Now, building on that foundation of intentionality, we're diving into the very first and arguably one of the most fundamental steps of most dawn rituals, hydration.
Hydration. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just drinking water. But you're right, Alex. It's a crucial part of that morning success. What happens in our bodies overnight that makes that first sip so important?
Great question. While we sleep, our bodies continue to function, and that includes using up water. We're not actively drinking for several hours, so by the time we wake up, we're often a little dehydrated. Think of your body like a well-oiled machine. That machine needs lubrication to run smoothly. Water is that essential lubricant after a long period of inactivity.
So, it's not just about quenching thirst. It's about reawakening our systems.
Precisely. Rehydrating the body after sleep has a domino effect. It helps to boost our metabolism, which is like giving your internal engine a gentle nudge to start working efficiently for the day. It also aids in detoxification, helping your body flush out waste products that may have accumulated overnight.
That makes so much sense. I know I often feel groggy first thing in the morning, and I tend to reach for coffee. But maybe water should be my absolute first stop. I've heard some people recommend drinking water with lemon. What's the deal with that?
Lemon water. It's a very popular and beneficial choice. Adding a squeeze of fresh lemon to your morning water could do a few things. Firstly, the vitamin C in lemon provides a little antioxidant boost. Secondly, the acidity of a lemon can help stimulate your liver and digestive system, further aiding in that wake up and detoxification process we just talked about. It can also contribute to a more balanced internal environment in the body over time, which many believe is beneficial for overall health.
So, it's not just for the taste. It has actual physiological benefits. What about other warm beverages like herbal teas? Are those good options too?
Absolutely. Herbal teas can be fantastic. They offer hydration, of course, and depending on the herb, they can provide additional benefits. For example, peppermint tea can aid digestion, chamomile tea can promote a sense of calm, and ginger tea can offer properties that help with inflammation. It's a wonderful way to hydrate while also infusing your morning with specific well-being advantages. The key is to generally avoid added sugars, especially in these early morning hours.
That's a good reminder. So, we're rehydrating, potentially boosting our metabolism, helping detoxification, and getting some antioxidants. You also mentioned cognitive function. How does that tie in?
Cognitive function is directly impacted by hydration levels. Even mild dehydration can impair your concentration, alertness, and short-term memory. When you rehydrate in the morning, you're essentially giving your brain the fluid it needs to function optimally. This means you're more likely to be sharp, focused, and ready to tackle your mental tasks for the day. Picture your brain cells wanting to communicate efficiently. Water is like the clear pathway for those messages.
That's a powerful image. So, if I'm feeling mentally foggy, a glass of water might be a more effective first step than immediately diving into complex tasks or sugary snacks.
Exactly. We're setting ourselves up for success from the very first sip. It's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs after a period of rest. This focus on hydration is a foundational element. It prepares your body and mind for whatever comes next in your dawn ritual, and indeed, in your day. Remember from our last episode how important that intentional start is? Hydration is a tangible, immediate action you can take to embody that intention.
It truly is. So, to recap, after a night of sleep, our bodies are often mildly dehydrated. Drinking water first thing in the morning helps reawaken our systems, boosts metabolism, aids in detoxification, and critically, enhances cognitive function and focus. Options like lemon water or herbal teas can further amplify these benefits.
You summed it up perfectly, Lisa. It's about conscious choices that lead to better physical and mental performance throughout the day. Don't underestimate the power of that simple glass of water. It's the first sip of success in owning your mornings and owning your life.
Fantastic. So, after ensuring we're properly hydrated, what's the next vital step in our dawn ritual?
Next time, we're going to talk about waking up your body and your mind through movement. You won't want to miss it. Next episode, movement. Waking up your body, waking up your mind. Welcome back. Last time, we dove deep into the transformative power of proper hydration. We learned how that first sip of water can truly set the tone for success.
Absolutely, Alex. It was a great reminder that nourishing our bodies from the inside out is foundational. And today, we're keeping that momentum going by focusing on another essential element of a thriving dawn ritual: movement.
That's right, Lisa. We're talking about waking up our bodies and, in doing so, waking up our minds. Many people hear movement and think of intense gym sessions, but that's not what we're aiming for here. We're talking about gentle, intentional movement that prepares you for the day.
So, it's less about breaking a sweat and more about shaking off the sleepiness?
Precisely. Think of it as a way to signal to your body that it's time to shift gears. When we're asleep, our bodies are in a state of rest. Movement gently transitions us from that restful state into an active one. This process is incredibly beneficial for our circulation.
Circulation, so getting the blood flowing?
Exactly. When you move, your heart pumps more blood throughout your body. This delivers vital oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and your brain. This increased oxygen supply is fantastic for cognitive function, clarity, focus, alertness. It's like jump-starting your mental engine.
That makes so much sense. I often feel groggy first thing, and even a short walk can make me feel so much more present and ready to tackle tasks.
And those feelings aren't just in your head, Lisa. Movement also triggers the release of endorphins. Have you ever heard of the runner's high?
Oh, I have. But I assumed that only came from intense exercise.
That's a common misconception. While intense exercise produces a more potent release, even gentle morning movement can stimulate endorphins. These are your body's natural mood boosters. They act as natural painkillers and also create a sense of well-being and optimism. So, that morning movement isn't just good for your body. It's a powerful tool for setting a positive emotional tone for the entire day.
So, by moving in the morning, we're not only improving our physical readiness, but also our mental and emotional state. That's a powerful trifecta.
It really is. Now, what kind of movement are we talking about? As we mentioned, it's about gentleness. Stretching is a wonderful way to start. Think about simple stretches that target major muscle groups, your neck, shoulders, back, and legs. These movements help to release tension that may have built up overnight.
I love stretching. Sometimes I find myself just doing a few simple reaches and twists without even thinking about it when I first wake up.
That's your body craving that release. Yoga is another fantastic option. Even a short sequence of beginner-friendly yoga poses can be incredibly beneficial. Poses like cat-cow, downward-facing dog, or child's pose can improve flexibility, gently activate your core, and promote a sense of calm focus.
I've tried yoga a few times and I always feel so much more centered afterwards. It's like it calms the internal chatter.
Precisely. Yoga often incorporates mindful breathing, which connects to our earlier discussion on hydration, supporting overall bodily function. When you hydrate well, your body is better prepared to engage in physical activity like yoga. So, remember our episode on hydration? Think of movement as the next step in energizing your day.
That's a great connection, Alex. Hydration prepares the system and movement activates it.
Indeed, for those who enjoy a bit more dynamism, a brisk walk is an excellent choice. Stepping outside, feeling the fresh air, and getting your heart rate up slightly can be incredibly invigorating. It's a fantastic way to connect with your surroundings and clear your head.
Even a short walk around the block can make a difference. It's amazing how much your perspective can shift after just 10 or 15 minutes of walking.
It's about finding what resonates with you. The key isn't to push yourself to exhaustion, but to engage in a way that feels good and energizing. Some people might prefer a few minutes of Tai Chi, focusing on slow, deliberate movements and breath work. Others might do a few rounds of jumping jacks or high knees to get the blood pumping quickly.
It sounds like the variety is part of the benefit. You can tailor it to your energy levels and your preferences.
Exactly. And the beauty of incorporating movement into your dawn ritual is that it doesn't require a lot of time. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused movement can yield significant benefits. It's about consistency, not necessarily duration. Making it a non-negotiable part of your morning sets a precedent for self-care.
So, to recap, incorporating movement into our dawn ritual is crucial for several reasons. First, it enhances circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to our body and brain, which boosts alertness and cognitive function.
Second, it stimulates the release of endorphins, our natural mood elevators, promoting a sense of well-being and setting a positive tone for the day.
And third, the type of movement can be incredibly varied, from gentle stretching and yoga to a brisk walk or even a short burst of more energetic activity, allowing for personalization. The key is consistency and finding what energizes and centers you without being overwhelming.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. By integrating even a small amount of intentional movement into your morning, you're actively choosing to prepare your body and mind for success. You're moving from rest into readiness, setting the stage for a more productive, positive, and energized day. Remember, this is about building momentum, and movement is a fantastic way to achieve that.
It really is. It's about taking that first step, quite literally sometimes.
Exactly. So, as you think about your own dawn ritual, consider how you can invite movement in. It doesn't have to be complicated. Find what feels good and make it a regular part of your morning.
Wise words, Alex. And this focus on physical readiness naturally leads us into our next topic.
Indeed, it does. Next episode, we'll be exploring the profound impact of mindfulness and meditation on your morning and how it helps further cultivate that inner peace and mental clarity we've been discussing. Next episode, mindfulness and meditation, cultivating inner peace. Welcome back. Last time, we talked about waking up your body and mind with movement. Today, let's cultivate inner peace with mindfulness and meditation.
It's true, Alex. After movement, a few minutes of stillness feel grounding. But many think meditation means emptying their minds or envisioning monks.
That's a common misunderstanding. Mindfulness and meditation are about observing your mind, not emptying it. Imagine your mind as a busy street. Mindfulness is stepping to the side and watching the cars, the thoughts, go by without trying to stop them.
So, mindfulness means being present, aware of thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment?
Exactly. And meditation is the practice to develop that mindfulness. It's dedicated time to train your attention and awareness. Even a few minutes can make a difference. The goal is simply to practice being present.
What are the benefits of this practice in our mornings?
The benefits are profound. It significantly reduces stress by interrupting the cycle of worrying about the past or future, leading to improved emotional regulation.
So, it builds a stronger foundation for emotional well being?
Precisely. It also dramatically enhances focus and concentration. By practicing bringing your attention back to your breath, you exercise your attention muscle, making you more productive and effective. Remember our talk on planning? A focused mind is key.
That makes sense. If our minds aren't scattered, we tackle important things better. How do we cultivate that sense of calm?
Meditation fosters deep inner peace. It gives you a sanctuary within yourself, a place to return to mentally when things get chaotic. It's about creating an anchor for your day.
For a beginner, where should they start? It can feel overwhelming.
A simple start is focusing on the breath. Find a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and notice your breath entering and leaving your body. When your mind wanders, gently acknowledge the thought and guide your attention back to your breath.
Gently guide your attention back. That's key. Not getting frustrated?
Absolutely. Frustration is judgment. The practice is in the gentle redirection. Another simple technique is a body scan. Bring awareness to different body parts, noticing sensations without trying to change them. This grounds you.
A body scan sounds wonderful for connecting with ourselves. How long should a beginner aim for?
Start small. 2 to 5 minutes a day is beneficial. Consistency is more important than duration initially. You can gradually increase the time. This is part of your dawn ritual, meant to support you.
Building on episode three's movement, this feels like a perfect complement. Movement wakes the body, meditation calms the mind.
Exactly. They work together. Movement can even make meditation easier because your body is more awake. You might find your mind is less restless after some stretching or a walk.
Are apps or guided meditations helpful for beginners?
They can be invaluable. Many apps offer guided meditations for beginners, covering stress relief or focus. The guided voice offers structure and keeps you on track. Some find it easier to start with a guided session.
So, it's about finding what resonates. No one-size-fits-all approach.
Precisely. The core is cultivating awareness and presence. Whether focusing on breath, doing a body scan, or following a guide, the principle is to observe your experience without judgment. It improves with practice.
Let's recap what we've discussed. Mindfulness and meditation are crucial for inner peace and a powerful addition to morning routines. It's about observing your mind, not emptying it. Even short durations reduce stress, improve focus, and foster calm. Focusing on breath or body scans are great starting points, and guided meditations offer support.
And remember, the practice is in the gentle return of your attention, not in never having your mind wander. It's about building inner resilience, one moment of awareness at a time. Integrating this sets a positive, calm, and focused tone for your day.
It truly creates that anchor, Alex, a stable point in a turbulent sea of demands.
As we continue, remember these practices are building blocks. Today's mindfulness and meditation will be essential for planning, prioritization, and making mindful choices.
Absolutely. So, We've covered the pre-dawn hour, hydration, movement, and now mindfulness and meditation for inner peace.
Next episode, we'll explore journaling, how capturing your thoughts and goals can propel you forward.
Next episode, journaling, capturing your thoughts and goals.
Welcome back. Last time we covered mindfulness and meditation. Now, let's explore journaling.
Journaling. It feels like a direct way to connect with ourselves. It ties in perfectly with mindfulness, giving that quiet mind a place to express itself.
Exactly. Think of your journal as a dedicated space, a blank canvas just for you. It's a place to capture your thoughts, feelings, ideas, and goals without judgment. It's a tool for self-discovery and achieving what you want in life.
So it's more than just a diary?
Immensely more. Journaling within a dawn ritual is about intention and clarity. It's about using quiet time to set the stage for a successful and fulfilling life. We're taking those moments of inner peace from mindfulness and giving them concrete form.
How does it work? What makes journaling so effective for capturing thoughts and goals?
Firstly, the act of writing declutters our minds. We have so many thoughts swirling. Putting them on paper externalizes them. This makes complex problems feel more manageable and creates space for clearer thinking. Imagine your mind is a busy desk. Journaling is like tidying it up.
When things are jumbled, it's hard to focus. Writing them down creates order out of mental chaos.
Precisely. This leads to increased self-awareness. As you write, you notice patterns in your thinking, recurring emotions, or beliefs that might be holding you back. This insight is invaluable for personal growth.
So, it's like having a conversation with yourself on paper. You ask questions and discover answers as you write.
Absolutely. And this is where goal setting comes in. Journaling allows you to articulate your aspirations clearly. Instead of, I want to be healthier, right? My goal this week is to drink 8 glasses of water daily and walk for 30 minutes each morning. Seeing these goals makes them tangible and increases commitment.
That makes them feel achievable. What are some ways to start journaling, especially for a dawn ritual?
One effective method is a gratitude journal. Before thinking about your day, write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. This immediately shifts your focus to the positive, setting a hopeful tone. Remember creating a positive mental state in episode 4? Gratitude journaling anchors that feeling.
Starting the day with gratitude sounds like a powerful mood booster. What else?
Another excellent practice is intention setting. Ask yourself, what is my main intention for today? Or how do I want to feel today? Perhaps your intention is to be patient or to approach work with focus. Writing this down acts as a mental reminder and a guiding principle. It's like planting a seed of what you want to cultivate.
So, instead of just reacting, you're proactively deciding how to engage with your day. That's powerful.
It truly is. For those who want to delve deeper, a brain dump or free writing exercise can be liberating. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and write down absolutely everything that comes to mind without editing or censoring. Don't worry about grammar. The goal is to clear your mind of all the thoughts, worries, and ideas occupying mental space. You might be surprised by what surfaces.
That sounds a little scary. Letting everything out without holding back.
It can be at first, but it's incredibly freeing. Often, when you see those thoughts on paper, they lose their power. They become less overwhelming and more like data points. This is where you might discover aha moments or identify tasks that have been nagging at you.
I can see how that would create so much mental clarity. What about for goal setting specifically? How can journaling help with achieving goals?
This is where journaling becomes a strategic tool. You can use it for goal breakdown. Take a larger goal, say learning a new skill. In your journal, break it down into smaller, actionable steps. What's the very first thing you need to do? What resources do you need? What should you focus on this week? By writing these down, you create a roadmap.
So, a big goal feels less daunting when you've mapped out the smaller steps in your journal.
Exactly. You can also use your journal for reflection and review. At the end of the week, go back through your entries. What went well? What challenges did you face? Did you make progress on your goals? This review process helps you learn, adapt, and refine your approach. It's a continuous loop of action and reflection.
This is making me realize how journaling isn't just about pouring your heart out. It's also a very practical, strategic, and organized way to manage your life and aspirations. It's like having a personal coach, a therapist, and a project manager, all in one notebook.
Well said, Lisa. Integrating this into your dawn ritual means you're doing it when your mind is often at its freshest and most receptive. You're setting a positive, intentional tone before the day's demands start. This practice can significantly enhance your understanding of yourself, clarify your priorities, and propel you toward your goals.
So, to recap, journaling is a powerful tool for decluttering the mind, increasing self awareness, and setting clear intentions and goals. We've explored gratitude journaling to start positively, intention setting to guide your day, brain dumps to clear mental clutter, goal breakdown to make aspirations achievable, and reflection for continuous improvement.
That's a fantastic summary, Lisa. By consistently engaging with your journal, you're not just writing, you're actively shaping your thoughts, your actions, and your future. It's a cornerstone of any effective dawn ritual for personal growth and achievement.
It really is. And it feels so accessible. You don't need fancy equipment, just a notebook and a pen.
Precisely. The most important ingredient is your willingness to connect with yourself.
This has been incredibly insightful, Alex. I feel inspired to really lean into journaling as part of my own morning routine.
That's wonderful to hear. And for our listeners, keep practicing, keep exploring what works best for you. Next episode, we'll be talking about the vital role of learning and growth in fueling your mind. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. We've discussed the power of journaling to capture thoughts and set intentions. Now let's explore continuous learning and growth.
That's right, Alex. We've built clarity and mindfulness, and journaling helps organize our inner world. But to truly own our lives and make progress, we need to feed our minds. This episode is all about fueling our intellectual curiosity.
Think of your mind like a garden. You wouldn't just plant seeds and expect blooms without tending to it. You water it, give it sunlight, and weed out anything that hinders growth. Similarly, our minds need nourishment and deliberate cultivation. Continuous learning is that essential nourishment.
So, when we talk about learning and growth as part of a dawn ritual, what are we specifically referring to?
At its core, it's about dedicating a portion of your morning time to activities that expand your knowledge, skills, or perspectives. This isn't formal schooling unless you're pursuing it. It's about proactive, self-directed intellectual engagement.
What are some of the most effective ways to do this during that dawn hour? I imagine reading is a big one.
Reading is a cornerstone. It's accessible and offers a vast universe of information. Nonfiction books can deepen your understanding. Biographies let you learn from others' experiences, and articles can challenge your thinking. Reading allows you to absorb complex ideas at your own pace.
I love that. Absorb complex ideas at your own pace. You can reread a paragraph, ponder a sentence, and really let it sink in.
Precisely. And it doesn't have to be dense academic material. A novel can broaden your empathy, or poetry can sharpen your appreciation for language. The key is that it's engaging and enriching for you.
Beyond reading, what other avenues can we explore?
Podcasts are fantastic. They're convenient, especially if you learn well by listening. There are podcasts on every topic imaginable: history, science, personal development, business, even niche hobbies. You can learn while getting dressed or preparing breakfast.
I've found myself really enjoying podcasts for exactly that reason. It feels like a conversation with an expert, even when I'm on the go. It's a very engaging way to consume information.
Absolutely. Think about the sheer variety. You can learn a new skill, get inspired by someone's journey, or gain a new perspective on a current event. It's about actively seeking out content that makes you think.
So we have reading, podcasts. What else fuels this growth?
Online courses are a growing favorite. Many platforms offer free or affordable courses from top universities and experts on a massive range of subjects. You can learn a new language, dive into the fundamentals of coding, understand economics, or explore art history. It's a structured way to gain new skills.
That's a great point. Sometimes having a bit of structure can be really helpful. It's like having a roadmap for learning something specific. And with dawn rituals, you can chip away at these courses bit by bit each morning, making progress without feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of simply listening to a TED Talk or watching an educational documentary. These are bite-sized pieces of wisdom or fascinating insights that can spark creativity and new ideas. The goal is to expose yourself to new information and different ways of thinking.
It's about deliberately choosing to grow, rather than passively letting time pass. We've talked about mindfulness and journaling to cultivate inner peace and clarity. How does this learning piece connect with those earlier concepts?
That's a crucial connection. When you engage in mindful practices, you create a calmer, more focused mind. This enhanced focus is exactly what you need to truly absorb and process new information effectively. Instead of your mind being scattered, it's ready to learn.
So, the clarity from mindfulness makes the learning more impactful.
Precisely. And journaling helps you process what you've learned. You can write down key takeaways from a book, reflect on a podcast episode that challenge your assumptions, or brainstorm how to apply a new skill. Journaling becomes the space where you integrate that growth into your own life.
It's like a feedback loop, then. Mindfulness prepares your mind to learn, learning expands your horizons, and journaling helps you solidify and apply that learning. It's all interconnected.
It truly is. And this continuous learning is a powerful antidote to stagnation. In a world that's constantly evolving, staying curious and committed to growth is what allows us to adapt, innovate, and thrive. It keeps our minds sharp and engaged, preventing that feeling of being left behind.
That makes so much sense. It's not just about accumulating knowledge, but about equipping ourselves to navigate life more effectively and creatively. It fuels personal and professional growth.
Yes, it sparks creativity. When you learn about new subjects, you start seeing connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. This cross-pollination of knowledge is where true innovation often happens. It's like you're building a richer mental toolkit.
So, to recap for our listeners, dedicating time in your dawn ritual to learning and growth means actively engaging your mind. This can involve reading books, listening to podcasts, taking online courses, or watching educational content. The key is to choose activities that expand your knowledge, spark curiosity, and offer new perspectives.
And remember, this deliberate intellectual nourishment builds upon the foundations of clarity and focus we've discussed. It prepares you for challenges, fuels creativity, and keeps you adaptable in our ever-changing world. Learning and growth aren't just nice additions. They are essential components of a life truly owned.
It's about being a lifelong learner, making that journey an intentional part of your day.
Exactly. So, consider what areas you're curious about. What do you want to understand better? What skill could you develop? Pick something that excites you and weave it into your morning routine.
And this leads us perfectly into thinking about how we structure our day to make the most of our time and energy.
Indeed. Next episode, we'll be diving into the art of planning and prioritization, charting your course for success. Welcome back. Last time we explored learning and growth. Now, let's chart our course for a productive day.
That's right, Alex. We've talked about waking up early, hydrating, moving our bodies, and even feeding our minds. Now, it's about taking all that positive energy and directing it. How do we actually make sure our mornings translate into a productive day? Because I know for me, sometimes I feel great after my morning routine, but then the day just happens to me.
That's a perfect way to put it, Lisa. And that's exactly why planning and prioritization are so crucial. Think of it like this. After you've done all your preparatory work, your mindful moments, your learning, you need a map. Without a map, you might wander aimlessly, even if you started with great intentions. Our morning planning session is that map-making time.
So, it's about being intentional with our time and energy after we've cultivated it through our morning rituals. Building on the idea of capturing our thoughts and goals from episode 5, planning is the next logical step. It's turning those captured thoughts into actionable steps.
Exactly. And the key here is to do this before the day's demands start flooding in. My personal practice is to dedicate the first 15 to 30 minutes after my initial mindfulness and hydration to looking at my schedule and tasks for the day. What absolutely must get done? What will be good to get done? And what can wait?
That distinction between must and good to is really helpful. It's so easy to create a to-do list that's impossibly long, then feel defeated when you don't check everything off. Breaking it down like that sounds less overwhelming.
It truly is. And a simple way to start is with what we call the top three. Before you dive into anything else, ask yourself, what are the three most important things I need to accomplish today? These are the tasks that will move the needle the most on my goals, or that are absolutely critical.
The top 3. So, instead of a long scroll of tasks, I focus on just 3 key things. What if one of those top 3 items is huge, like writing a report?
That's a fantastic point. If a top three item is a larger project, the key is to break it down further. Your plan for that day might be to simply outline the report or write the introduction section. You're not planning to complete the entire report in one go, but rather to make significant progress on it. This makes large tasks feel manageable and achievable. Remember, we're building momentum, not expecting miracles overnight.
That makes so much sense. It's about taking that big goal and identifying the very next concrete step you can take. So, after identifying my top 3, what's next?
Once you have your top three, you can then flesh out your to-do list with other, less critical tasks. But here's a crucial tip. Be realistic. How much time do you actually have in your day, considering meetings, breaks, and unexpected interruptions? Overestimating your capacity is a fast track to disappointment.
That's where prioritization really comes into play. It's not just about what's important, but also about what's feasible within the time you have.
Exactly. And this leads us to a powerful technique, time blocking. Instead of just having a list of tasks, you assign specific blocks of time in your calendar to work on them. For example, you might block out 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for work on Project X and 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for respond to urgent emails.
Time blocking. So, you're essentially scheduling your entire day, or at least the most important parts of it, like appointments. I can see how that would really help prevent tasks from bleeding into each other or getting neglected.
It's incredibly effective. It creates a clear structure and helps you allocate your energy where it's most needed. And when you finish a task within its allotted time, it's a powerful psychological win. It reinforces your ability to plan and execute.
And I imagine it also helps you say no, or to push back on non-essential requests that might come up during the day, because you can look at your schedule and say, I'm already committed to this during this time.
Absolutely. That ties back to protecting your morning time and the commitments you've made to yourself. This planning doesn't have to be rigid. Life happens, but starting with a solid plan, a well-charted course, gives you a reference point. If you get derailed, you can more easily get back on track when you know where you're headed.
So, to recap for our listeners, planning and prioritization are about transforming intention into action. We start by identifying our top 3 most important tasks for the day. If a task is large, we break it down into smaller, actionable steps. Then, we use a technique called time blocking to schedule specific periods for these tasks in our calendar. This creates a clear roadmap for our day, enhances our sense of accomplishment, and helps us manage our time and energy more effectively.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. Remember, this planning isn't about creating a rigid, unchangeable document. It's about providing clarity and direction. It's about having a plan so you can work on your priorities rather than just reacting to whatever comes your way. By charting your course each morning, you are actively shaping your day for success.
It's such a powerful shift from feeling reactive to feeling proactive. So, after we've planned our day, we need to make sure we're fueling ourselves properly to execute that plan.
Indeed. Next time, we'll delve into mindful eating, exploring how to nourish our bodies to support our energy levels and focus throughout the day.
A perfect complement to our planning. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. Last time, we delved into planning and prioritization, charting our course for a more productive day. Now, we're turning our attention to mindful eating, specifically how we nourish our bodies to kickstart the day.
That's right, Alex. We've built a foundation with our pre-dawn hour, hydration, movement, and mental preparation. But if we're fueling our bodies and minds with the wrong things or rushing through meals, we can undermine that progress. Today, it's all about mindful eating, especially breakfast.
Exactly. Think of your body like a high-performance vehicle. What you put into the tank directly impacts how well it runs and how efficiently it performs. Breakfast is your essential first fill-up after a night of running on empty. It's the fuel that powers your brain and body through those critical morning hours.
And it's so easy to grab whatever's convenient, or even skip breakfast altogether when we're in a hurry. But you're saying that's a disservice to ourselves?
Absolutely. When we eat mindfully, especially our breakfast, we're providing our bodies with sustained energy for optimal cognitive function and overall well-being. Skipping breakfast or opting for sugary, processed foods can lead to energy crashes and poor concentration. Remember our discussion on hydration in episode 2? That was about getting the baseline right. This is about the quality of the fuel we're using.
So, what does mindful eating actually mean in the context of breakfast? It sounds a bit serious.
It doesn't have to be. Mindful eating is about paying attention. It's about being present with your food and the experience of eating. Notice the flavors, textures, aromas, and how your body feels as you eat. It's the opposite of eating distractedly while scrolling or rushing out the door.
So it's about savoring it, taking a moment to truly appreciate what you're putting into your body.
Precisely. When we do this, we're more likely to notice when we're full, which helps prevent overeating. It also aids digestion and creates a more positive, less stressful relationship with food. Think about it. When you're truly engaged with your meal, you're not just shoveling food in, you're experiencing it.
That makes sense. It's like extending the mindfulness we practice elsewhere into our meal times. But what about the actual food? Are there specific breakfast foods that are better for sustained energy?
Great question. When we talk about nourishing our bodies for the day, we're looking for a balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. These provide slow-releasing energy, unlike the quick spike and crash from refined sugars.
Can you give us some examples?
Certainly, for protein, think eggs or Greek yogurt. For healthy fats, avocado or nuts and seeds. And for complex carbohydrates, whole grain oats or whole wheat toast are excellent choices. Combining these elements makes for a satisfying and energizing breakfast.
So, instead of sugary cereal or a quick pastry, maybe a bowl of oatmeal with berries and almonds, or scrambled eggs with avocado toast on whole wheat bread.
You've got it. These options provide sustained energy and keep you feeling full longer. This combats mid-morning energy slumps and cravings. It ties back to the movement we discussed in episode 3. When you've moved your body, you need good fuel to replenish and sustain that energy.
It sounds like this mindful approach to breakfast is about more than just what's on the plate. It's about the ritual of eating and how we engage with our nourishment.
Exactly. It's about transforming breakfast from a rushed chore into a deliberate act of self-care. It's a way to honor your body and set a positive tone for the rest of your day. When you start your day by consciously choosing to nourish yourself well and eating with awareness, you're sending a powerful message about your priorities.
And by being mindful, we're also more likely to listen to our body's signals. If we're eating slowly and paying attention, we can better recognize when we've had enough, preventing those uncomfortable feelings after a meal.
That's a really important point, Lisa. This mindful eating practice is also about developing a deeper connection with your body's innate wisdom. It's about recognizing hunger and fullness cues, which many of us lose touch with due to habitual distracted eating.
So, to recap for our listeners, mindful eating, especially at breakfast, is about being present with your food, savoring the flavors and textures. It's about choosing nutrient-dense foods, think protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs for sustained energy and avoiding sugary options that lead to crashes. By doing so, we're not only fueling our bodies effectively but also fostering a healthier relationship with food and better digestion.
Beautifully summarized. This deliberate act of nourishing yourself well sets the stage for everything that follows. It's a cornerstone of effectively owning your mornings and, by extension, your life. It's about making time for yourself and for the fuel that will power you through your day.
It really is. We've gone from waking up to hydrating, moving, centering ourselves mentally, capturing thoughts, learning, planning, and now, nourishing our bodies. Each step builds on the last.
And as we move forward, we'll look at how to guard this precious morning time and overcome obstacles. But for today, remember the power of a mindful breakfast. It's fuel for your entire day.
Next episode, The Art of No, protecting your sacred morning time.
Welcome back. Last time we covered mindful eating. Now let's protect your sacred morning time.
Ah, the dreaded no. It sounds simple, but for so many of us, it can feel incredibly difficult. I know I've struggled with it, especially when it comes to protecting my mornings.
Exactly. You spent weeks building this beautiful dawn ritual. You're waking up earlier, you're moving your body, journaling, you're fueling yourself. You're feeling more focused, more in control. And then, bam, a request comes in or a demand on your time, and it threatens to derail everything.
It feels like a tiny crack in a perfect vase, doesn't it? And if you don't address it, that crack can widen and shatter the whole thing. So, what are we actually talking about when we say the art of no?
We're talking about setting boundaries. It's about recognizing that your morning time is sacred. It's not just about saying no to external requests, but also about saying no to your own impulses to check emails, to scroll through social media, or to get drawn into distractions that don't serve your morning goals.
That internal no is so important, Alex. My own inclination is often to just jump into the day and see what's been happening. But I've learned, thanks to our previous episodes, that this just puts me on the back foot. I'm reacting, not living intentionally.
Precisely. So, let's break this down. First, we need to identify what it is we're saying no to. Think about the common culprits that try to intrude on your morning. It could be family members needing something urgently, colleagues sending late-night emails that spill into your dawn, or even just the seductive pull of the snooze button.
I can definitely relate to the late night emails. Sometimes I wake up and see a dozen messages, and my first instinct is to clear that inbox before I even have my morning water. It's like my brain immediately goes into scramble mode.
And that's the perfect example of why saying no is so vital. By saying yes to clearing that inbox, you're saying no to your planned meditation or your quiet reflection time. So, the first step is awareness. What are the things that typically hijack your mornings? Make a list.
Okay, awareness. Got it. So once I know what I'm up against, how do I actually craft that no? It feels so blunt sometimes.
It doesn't have to be blunt. Think about polite but firm communication. If a family member asks for something during your morning ritual, you can say, I can help with that right after my morning time, say around specific time. This acknowledges their need, but also clearly states your boundary.
So you're not dismissing them, you're just deferring. That's a much softer approach. It emphasizes that your morning time is a commitment, not just a whim.
Exactly. And for work-related intrusions, you can set up your email autoresponder. Something like, I check emails at specific times to ensure focused work. For urgent matters, please call. This trains people to respect your boundaries. Remember when we talked about planning and prioritization? This is putting that into practice with your personal time.
That's a great connection back to episode 7. It's about treating your dawn ritual with the same importance as a work meeting. You wouldn't let a casual chat derail a board meeting, would you?
You absolutely wouldn't. And when it comes to those internal temptations, the no is often more about discipline and acknowledging the long-term benefits. When you feel the urge to reach for your phone, remind yourself why you're protecting this time. Remind yourself of how much better you feel, how much more productive you are when you start your day with intention.
So, it's about reinforcing the positive outcomes. It's like, if I say no to this distraction, I'm saying yes to my clarity, my peace, my productivity.
Precisely. And sometimes the no is to yourself. It's saying no to the comfort of staying in bed a little longer, no to the easy distraction. It's choosing the challenging but ultimately rewarding path. This is where the habit building from previous episodes really pays off. You've already done the hard work of getting out of bed. Now you just need a moment to reinforce your commitment.
This really makes sense. It's not about being selfish. It's about being disciplined and self-aware enough to prioritize what truly serves you and sets you up for a successful day. We've talked about how foundational our mornings are, and if they're constantly being eroded by external demands or internal impulses, the whole structure weakens.
That's the ripple effect we'll discuss more later, but it starts right here with protecting this time. Imagine your morning ritual as a garden. You've planted the seeds, you're watering them, you're tending to them. Saying no is like putting up a fence to keep out the pests and the weeds that try to trample your delicate sprouts.
A garden analogy. I love that. It makes it feel less like an act of refusal and more like an act of cultivation. So, to recap, the art of saying no to protect our sacred morning time involves: first, becoming aware of what tries to disrupt our rituals. Second, learning to communicate boundaries politely but firmly, both externally and internally. And third, remembering the long-term benefits and reinforcing our commitment to this intentional start to the day.
That's spot on, Lisa. It's a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Be patient with yourself, but also be persistent. Your mornings are too valuable to let them be dictated by anything less than what you intentionally design.
It's empowering to think that we have this control, that we can actively protect this space for ourselves.
And that control is the foundation for so much more. Next episode, we'll tackle what happens when life inevitably throws obstacles in your path and how to navigate those challenges to keep your momentum going. Next episode, overcoming obstacles when life gets in the way. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. We've discussed protecting your morning time. Today, we tackle obstacles when your dawn ritual gets derailed.
Oh, This is crucial, Alex, because life happens. When we miss a morning or our routine gets shattered, how do we handle it without giving up?
The key is reframing disruptions. Instead of total failure, see them as detours. Remember episode one's power of the pre-dawn hour? The core idea was intentionality, not perfection. Even disrupted mornings can have intentional moments.
So, no all or nothing mindset. If I'm short on sleep, what's a practical approach?
Prioritize rest. Don't beat yourself up. If you truly need more sleep, take it. An exhausted mind won't benefit from a forced ritual. If your window is shorter, don't cram. Pick one or two essentials, like mindful breathing or hydration. Think of it as a mini ritual.
Helpful. What about unexpected events, like a sick child or a work emergency?
Flexibility is your best friend. If your long session is cut short, adapt. Meditation can be a few deep breaths while making breakfast. Journaling might be a quick note on your phone. Find those slivers of opportunity.
So, we're looking for those slivers to maintain some connection to our practice when time is against us.
Precisely. And this brings us to waning motivation. Remember episode 6 on learning and growth? Reconnecting with your why can be a powerful motivator.
Good reminder. Sometimes we focus on the doing and forget the being, the benefits we seek.
Exactly. Revisit your goals. Think about how your ritual has already benefited you. Increased focus, a calmer demeanor. These positive outcomes can reignite your spark.
So, if motivation dips, review progress, and reconnect with our why. What if we feel overwhelmed?
Overwhelm means the ritual might be too demanding or other areas need attention. Simplify. Go back to episode one's basics. What was the simplest version? Maybe just waking up and drinking water. Start there, then build gradually.
It's like taking a step back to take two steps forward.
Perfect analogy. This ties to episode 11 on consistency. Consistency means getting back on track after falter. It's the recovery that builds resilience. Think of it like building muscle.
So, if we miss a day, the most important thing is to actively restart.
Absolutely. When you restart, don't try to jump back into a full routine if it feels too much. Do a reset. Commit to just the first step. If journaling feels like too much after a disruption, just do hydration and quiet time.
I like the idea of a reset. It feels less intimidating.
It is. These obstacles aren't personal failures. They are part of life. Lasting change comes from navigating challenges with grace and persistence. We're building a life, not just a habit.
Life involves unexpected events. So, when those events threaten our dawn ritual, the advice is to be kind to ourselves, adapt, reconnect with our why, and most importantly, get back on track without judgment.
Precisely. This resilience spills over. You'll become more adaptable when facing challenges outside your dawn routine.
That's a powerful ripple effect. So, even when life gets in the way, our dawn ritual can actually make us more equipped to handle interruptions.
That's the goal. Cultivate a relationship with yourself strong enough to weather any storm. Next episode, consistency and building those lasting habits. Welcome back. Last time we covered overcoming obstacles. Now let's focus on consistency.
That's right, Alex. We've explored hydration, movement, mindfulness, planning, and even the art of saying no to protect our mornings. But all those amazing practices, they only work if we actually do them, day after day. Consistency is the secret sauce.
Absolutely, Lisa. Think about it. A single amazing workout is good, but a consistent workout schedule is transformative. The same goes for our dawn rituals. It's the repetition, the daily commitment, that rewires our brains and solidifies these positive behaviors into habits.
So let's break down why consistency is so crucial. Is it just about willpower?
Willpower plays a role, certainly, but it's not the whole story. Consistency taps into the psychology of habit formation. Our brains are wired for efficiency. When we repeat an action consistently, especially at the same time and in the same context, our brains start to automate it. It moves from a conscious effort to a more automatic behavior. This is often referred to as forming a habit loop.
A habit loop?
Tell us more about that.
Imagine a loop with three parts. First, there's a cue, something that triggers the behavior. For our dawn rituals, this could be the alarm clock, the sunlight, or even just the feeling of waking up. Second, there's the routine itself, the action we take like drinking water, meditating, or journaling. And third, there's the reward, the positive feeling we get from completing the routine. This could be a sense of calm, increased energy, or the satisfaction of checking off a task.
And consistency strengthens that loop?
Excellent explanation, Lisa. The more you complete the loop, the stronger the neural connections become. Your brain starts to anticipate the reward, making it easier to initiate the routine when the cue appears. It's like creating a well-worn path in your mind. The more you travel it, the easier it is to navigate.
That makes so much sense. So, even if we miss a day or two, it's not the end of the world. We just need to get back on that path. And that ties into what we discussed in episode 10 about overcoming obstacles, doesn't it?
Precisely. Life happens. There will be days when it feels impossible to stick to your routine. Maybe you slept poorly or an urgent task called your name. The key isn't perfection, it's resilience. It's about acknowledging the miss, not dwelling on it, and recommitting to your ritual the very next opportunity you have. That, my friends, is the hallmark of true consistency.
So, how can we actively reinforce these positive behaviors and make consistency feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of our lives?
Great question. One powerful strategy is celebrating small wins. As we discussed, the reward is a crucial part of the habit loop. When you successfully complete your ritual, take a moment to acknowledge it. This doesn't have to be a grand celebration. It could be a simple mental pat on the back, a deep breath of satisfaction, or even noting in your journal.
I like that. So, positive reinforcement for ourselves. What else?
Leverage accountability. Sharing your goals and progress with a friend, family member, or even an online community can be incredibly motivating. Knowing someone else is aware of your commitment can provide that extra nudge when motivation wanes. We've also talked about setting realistic goals in previous episodes, which is vital here. Don't aim for a perfect 2-hour ritual on day one if you're currently hitting snooze 5 times. Start small and build.
That's a fantastic point. Building small, manageable habits is far more effective than trying to overhaul everything at once and becoming overwhelmed. So, if your goal is to incorporate meditation, maybe start with just 5 minutes.
Perfect example. And consider creating habit stacking opportunities. This means linking a new habit to an existing one. For instance, if you already have a solid morning habit of drinking a glass of water, you can stack your new journaling habit right after it. After I drink my water, I will journal for 5 minutes. This uses the established cue and routine of the first habit to trigger the new one.
Oh, I love habit stacking. It feels so organic and less like adding a totally new task. It uses the momentum we've already built. So let's recap, Alex. Consistency is key because it leverages the psychology of habit formation, strengthening the cue routine reward loop in our brains.
Right? And to foster that consistency, we should focus on resilience when we stumble, celebrate our small wins to reinforce the reward, use accountability to stay on track, and employ strategies like habit stacking to make new behaviors feel more natural and less effortful.
It sounds like a recipe for truly embedding these transformative practices into our lives. It's not about a burst of effort, but a steady, persistent commitment that leads to lasting change.
Exactly. The power of our dawn rituals truly blossoms when they become consistent. It's where the magic happens, turning intention into ingrained habit and ultimately into a transformed life.
Incredible. So, consistency is the engine that drives the vehicle of our dawn rituals, taking us from hopeful beginnings to a sustainable, empowering reality.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Next episode, Personalization, crafting your unique dawn ritual. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. Today, we're diving into personalization.
Absolutely, Alex. This is about creating a system that truly serves you.
Exactly. Think of all the elements we've discussed: mindful breathing, journaling, setting intentions. These are all building blocks. Your job is to decide which blocks fit best. Remember episode 2 about hydration? For some, that's a big glass of lemon water. For others, it might be a soothing herbal tea. Both are excellent ways to start hydrating your body.
That's a great point. We've presented these as powerful tools. Now it's about understanding your own needs and preferences. For example, when we talked about movement in episode 3, for some people, that means a vigorous workout. For others, it's 10 minutes of gentle stretching. What feels energizing but not overwhelming for you?
And that's such a crucial question, Lisa. What feels energizing but not overwhelming? This applies to everything. Take journaling from episode 5. Some people love to pour out pages of thoughts. Others prefer to jot down 3 things they're grateful for. Both methods can lead to clarity and a positive mindset. Have you found yourself leaning towards one approach more than another in your own practice?
I definitely started with a more freeform approach, but I've found that focusing on specific gratitude points has been incredibly impactful for me. It makes the journaling feel more directed and positive. It's about finding what resonates. And speaking of resonance, what about mindfulness and meditation in episode 4? Some people thrive with guided meditations, while others prefer silent sitting.
The key is experimentation. Don't be afraid to try different things. If a particular meditation technique doesn't click with you after a few tries, move on. Perhaps that same time will be better spent on learning something new, as we discussed in episode 6. Or maybe it's more valuable for quiet reflection. Your dawn ritual should feel nourishing, not like a chore.
Which brings us to planning and prioritization, episode 7. We talked about mapping out your day. For some, that means a detailed hour-by-hour schedule. For others, it's simply identifying the top 3 priorities. Both are valid. The goal is to bring intention to your day, to know what you're working towards. How does your planning process feel most effective for you, Alex?
I found that listing my top 3 priorities and then quickly noting down any key appointments works best. It gives me a sense of direction without feeling overly constrained. Then, if I get through those 3 priorities, I can look at my secondary tasks. It's about flexibility, right? It's about adapting your plan.
Exactly.
And that flexibility is so important because life happens. We covered overcoming obstacles in episode 10. Your personalized ritual should have some built-in resilience. If you miss a morning or can only carve out 15 minutes instead of an hour, what's your approach? It's not about perfection. It's about recovery and getting back on track.
Right? And this leads to the art of saying no, which we touched on in episode 9. When you're crafting your unique ritual, you have to protect that time. That might mean saying no to early morning emails or perhaps a request from a friend. Protecting your morning space is vital for making it personal and effective.
So, we're really encouraging our listeners to be detectives of their own well-being. Reflect on what energizes you, what calms you, what helps you focus. And don't be afraid to mix and match. Maybe you start with hydration, move into a few minutes of mindful breathing, then quickly review your top priorities for the day, and then perhaps a short burst of physical activity.
Yes, remember episode 11 on consistency? It's not about doing everything perfectly every day, but about building a habit that you can return to. When your ritual is personalized, it becomes something you want to do, not something you have to do. It feels good. It aligns with who you are and who you want to become.
So, how do you actually go about this personalization process? I'd suggest starting with reflection. What activities from the past episodes have genuinely made a positive difference for you? What left you feeling more centered, more productive, or more at peace?
And then consider your lifestyle. A parent with young children will have a different morning than a student or someone working a non-traditional schedule. Your available time, your energy levels at different points in the morning, your personal interests, these all play a role. There's no one size fits all. Your dawn ritual is a reflection of you.
It's like building a custom toolkit for your day. You're selecting the best tools for your specific tasks. And this toolkit can evolve. What works for you today might shift in 6 months or a year as your life circumstances change. So, regular check ins with yourself are important. Are your chosen activities still serving you?
Absolutely. It's a dynamic process. Don't get stuck in just one way of doing things. Embrace the ability to adjust, to tweak, to refine. This personalization is what makes your dawn ritual sustainable and deeply rewarding. It transforms these practices from mere habits into a powerful, personal engine for growth and well-being.
So, to recap this episode, your dawn ritual is your own. Take the principles we've discussed: hydration, movement, mindfulness, journaling, planning, learning, setting boundaries, and find the versions of these practices that fit your unique needs, preferences, and lifestyle. Experiment, reflect, and adjust. Make it yours.
Because when you own your mornings, you truly own your life. And that personalization is key to making it last. Next episode, the ripple effect of your dawn ritual. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. We've journeyed through various practices for building powerful dawn rituals.
And last time, Alex, we talked about making those rituals truly yours, emphasizing personalization and tailoring them to individual needs and preferences. It was all about finding what works best for you.
Exactly, Lisa. Today, in episode 13, we're focusing on the remarkable ripple effect. We'll explore how intentionally crafting your mornings transforms not just that initial part of your day, but every single aspect of your life. It's about how those early, deliberate moments spread positive change outward.
The ripple effect. It's such a powerful concept. Think of a single action creating waves that reach far beyond the initial point of impact. So, Alex, how does that morning hour of journaling or meditation actually translate into tangible improvements in our work, our relationships, or our overall happiness?
It's all about priming your mind and body for success. When you start your day with intention, perhaps through quiet reflection or a brief meditation, you're not just reacting. You're proactively setting your own tone and direction. This cultivates a profound sense of control and sharpens your focus.
So, that sense of calm and focus you build in the morning isn't confined to those early hours? It stays with you?
Precisely. This sustained focus, this mental clarity, directly impacts your professional life. Imagine approaching your work with a clear mind, free from the chaotic rush that often defines a disorganized start. You'll find yourself less distracted, more productive, and far better equipped to tackle challenges. This leads to better performance and a greater sense of accomplishment at work.
That makes perfect sense. When I start my day feeling rushed and scattered, even simple tasks feel overwhelming. But if I can steal a few minutes of quiet, I feel so much more capable of handling my day.
Absolutely. And this leads us to another significant ripple: enhanced well-being and energy. By consistently providing your body and mind with what they need from the outset, through hydration, movement, and mindful nourishment, as we discussed, You build a sustainable reservoir of energy. This isn't about short bursts, but about steady vitality throughout the day.
And that steady energy means we're not just getting through the day, but truly living it. We have more patience, more resilience. I can absolutely see how that would improve our interactions with others.
Exactly. When you feel less stressed and more energized, you naturally interact more positively with everyone around you. You have the patience to listen attentively, the empathy to understand different perspectives, and the composure to navigate challenging conversations. This strengthens your connections with family, friends, and colleagues. Conflicts are approached with a calmer mindset, and relationships deepen through genuine presence.
It means we're presenting our best selves to the world, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of those we care about.
That's a wonderful phrasing, Lisa. And beyond managing daily interactions, this practice fosters long-term growth and fulfillment. Remember our discussions on learning and growth? Dedicating even a small amount of time to acquiring new knowledge or reflecting on your experiences is a powerful investment in yourself.
Yes, that ongoing commitment to learning and self-improvement doesn't just fade away with the morning. It cultivates a lifelong journey of personal development.
Indeed, this consistent effort, this deliberate practice of self-care and self-improvement, builds immense confidence and a profound sense of purpose. You begin to recognize possibilities where you previously saw limitations. This newfound confidence can empower you to pursue new challenges, chase your passions, and ultimately live a life that feels more meaningful and aligned with your core values.
It's a true transformation, Alex. It's far more than just having a better morning. It's about creating a better life. So, to quickly recap the most important aspects of this ripple effect, the clarity and focus gained from your dawn ritual enhance your professional productivity. The improved energy and well-being you cultivate strengthen your personal and professional relationships. And the dedication to learning and growth leads to a deeper sense of purpose and ultimately, a more fulfilling life.
That's a perfect summary, Lisa. It all originates from those intentional moments in the quiet of the morning. Those small, consistent actions that generate powerful, positive momentum. These dawn rituals serve as the catalyst for a cascade of benefits, transforming not just your day, but the entire direction of your life. It's about unlocking your full potential, one mindful morning at a time.
It's incredibly inspiring, Alex. This entire series has been a remarkable journey, and this episode beautifully highlights the profound impact we can have simply by taking charge of our mornings.
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you to all our listeners for joining us on this exploration of dawn rituals and personal transformation. The power to create these positive ripples lies within each of you. Next episode, your journey begins, sustaining momentum and embracing the future. Welcome back to Own Your Mornings, Own Your Life. We wrap up our series today on sustaining momentum and embracing your future.
It's episode 14, and we've explored so much together, from the quiet power of the early morning to hydration, movement, mindfulness, journaling, learning, planning, mindful eating, setting boundaries, overcoming challenges, building consistency, and personalizing your own dawn ritual. Last time, we saw the incredible ripple effect these practices have on our entire lives.
That's right, Lisa. Today, we want to empower you with a message of continuous growth. This isn't just a short-term challenge. It's about starting a lifelong journey of self-improvement. Your dawn ritual is a powerful tool, and its value comes from consistent, thoughtful use.
So, Alex, how do we keep these beneficial routines going long after this series ends? What's the secret to sustain momentum?
The key is understanding that your dawn ritual is a flexible framework for intentional living, not a strict set of rules. We've emphasized personalization, and that's crucial. Life is unpredictable. Some mornings, your ideal routine might feel impossible. Instead of seeing this as a failure, view it as a chance to adapt.
So it's about being resilient. If I miss my usual meditation, I don't give up on the whole day. I find a different moment for it, or perhaps do a shorter, 5-minute version later.
Exactly. It's about gentle persistence. Think of it like tending a garden. Some days are sunny and growth is easy. Other days, you might need more water or you might need to protect your plant from frost. You don't abandon the garden. You adjust your care. Your dawn ritual is your personal garden of well-being.
That's a beautiful analogy. And you mentioned embracing the future. How does a dawn ritual help us do that?
By consistently showing up for yourself each morning, you build incredible confidence and a strong sense of control over your day and your life. This feeling of agency empowers you to face future challenges and seize opportunities. When you start your day by taking deliberate action toward your goals and well-being, you're actively shaping the future you desire.
So, the act of doing the ritual itself helps us build for the future. It's not just about what you accomplish during the ritual, but the mindset it creates for everything that follows.
Precisely. And as we've seen, that ripple effect reaches beyond ourselves. A more focused, energized, and mindful you positively impacts your work, your relationships, and your community. By owning your mornings, you become the most effective version of yourself, ready to make a positive contribution.
I love that. It makes the dedication feel even more meaningful, knowing it's not just a personal benefit but something that enables us to be better for others.
Absolutely. As we conclude this series, let's quickly revisit the foundational pillars we've explored. First, the distinct power of the pre-dawn hour itself, that quiet time for intentional focus. Second, the vital importance of physical well-being through hydration and movement, which fuels your body and mind.
Then, we focused on mental and emotional well-being with mindfulness, meditation, and journaling, which helps cultivate inner peace and capture our thoughts and goals. We also highlighted the value of continuous learning and effective planning, providing the tools to grow and chart our course.
And we can't forget the benefits of mindful eating, the power of strategically saying no to protect our time, and the crucial ability to overcome obstacles with resilience. We stressed that consistency is the foundation for lasting habits, and the joy of personalizing your ritual to fit your unique life.
Finally, we saw how these personal transformations create a powerful ripple effect, ultimately leading us to embrace the future with purpose. It's truly been an incredible journey, Alex.
It truly has, Lisa. And to all our listeners, your commitment to exploring these topics shows your deep desire for growth. Remember the core message. Owning your mornings is a powerful, yet achievable, path to owning your life. Continue to experiment, adapt, and most importantly, continue to show up for yourself. This is not an endpoint, but a vibrant, ongoing beginning.
So, take what you've learned, the quiet contemplation, the energizing movement, the focused planning, the mindful presence, and integrate it into your everyday life. Your future self will thank you.
Thanks for listening to the series.